go to 7 Mile and you're good to go, man. Yeah, shout out to all my 7 Mile people out there.
Just ruined my childhood even more, B. Damn you.
I'm just guy to put it together. Try to make a sound. Are you kidding me?
Blue Tigers Fitted, BlueTigersFitted.com. What's good, everybody? What up, though?
What up, though?
What up? New week. You know.
Yeah.
Different draws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully. Episode what, Sherm? What we on?
XV, man.
XV 15. Like the Jordan 15s up in here, man.
Yeah.
Significant about this evening because you know we have a special guest in the studio with us this evening joining us.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. I got my man, my mellow. Where do I begin? You know, I got to go down a list of things here. You know, you've seen him definitely on YouTube. You've definitely seen him at your neighborhood sneaker swap / sneaker convention, whatever you want to call it. The man's been sponsored by Original Roughneck, numerous sock, accessory, Champ Sports seeded product.
Wow.
You know, hotel, stayed in, plane flown in, state to state, out of the country, right? Paid for, all for the love of kicks and for the love of sneakers. My man Mark Bostic, Jumpman Bostic. What up, though?
Thank you.
Got my man Mark in the studio.
Man,
Indeed.
appreciate.
Thanks, brother. It's been a minute, man. Since
it's been
you know, I sat down, man.
Good to be back with good brothers.
Oh man,
family.
Oh man,
and friends.
It's been a minute, man. Like internet's like me and Mark, man, met through YouTube. Like we both started doing, you know, sneaker videos, and you know, Mark was doing his, you know, his JT or JC OTD. Woo! Jordan clothes of the day.
Yeah.
And I had, you know, I was looking at this YouTube video and I came across it. I'm like, who is my man in the camera, literally changing the outfit with the sneakers every day? And I'm looking, I'm like, is this cat really doing this with different J's? And I start looking, I'm like, oh, my man got some stuff in his repertoire. I started looking, I'm like, oh, okay, I got those too. Oh, I got 2 pair of them. Okay, and I just started checking out Mark's video.
Right.
And then I, you know, would listen and look, and I'm like, okay, my man's local. He's with me. He's literally around the corner from where I'm at. And, you know,
Small world.
Small
right?
world. I mean, we were doing videos on like the identical things. Like we were breaking down a sneaker. We were talking about why we liked it, what fabrics and materials, you know, breaking down the history and giving the folks like education on the shoe.
Right.
You know, it just wasn't a video talking about, oh, I got this, you know, you don't have this. It was a legitimate like educational piece for something that we love to do. And this was before Google AdSense and, you know, before they was breaking off and cutting checks. We was doing this for the free ball.
Yeah.
Purely love, right?
Purely love, man. And I hit up Mark. I think we exchanged numbers, man, and we went out. It's a local mall here in Detroit, Fairlane Mall.
Yep.
And we went to Starters. You know, had a little conversation, man. I think I was rocking the Aqua 8s that day. Mark was like, man, this is my favorite sneaker, man, you got on. I'm like, oh, yeah? Started it all.
Started it all.
And I just remember us hitting like every sneaker shop, you know, in the mall and just talking kicks. I mean, we talked kicks, man, for about 8 hours.
And we was just
You
picking
know.
up shoes in every sneaker store, and then people knew him.
People
me,
knew Mark.
right?
Yep.
And then we just, you know, became 2 peas in the pot.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
And
Videos. I mean, I think I shot your 700 pickup.
you helped me get pickups.
Help you get pickups, man.
Yeah.
I mean, 700th shoe. Like I look
Yep.
back at that video, it's hilarious. Like Mark, how many pairs in the collection total now to this day?
882 now.
Wow.
Eight.
I
That's
got
crazy,
the
man.
Laney 14s, and I just dropped a comparison vid today.
Today.
Man. And those look pretty much on point,
With the
except
originals.
for a few minor differences, especially with the toe box is more rounded.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, that
That pointed
narrow
kind of toe.
pointed
Yeah.
one. And, you know, slight differences in colors, but
And so you mentioned sneakers. So I mentioned sneakers, but I didn't specify. Air Jordan sneakers in particular
yes,
is really the only brand that you've messed with since when?
since 1985.
Since 1985.
Back, way back.
1985.
Right to the
back.
beginning. Yeah.
And all you rocked is is Jordan. I mean, Mark was featured on Nice Kicks. You know, shout out to all the sneakerheads out there, folks listening in, enthusiasts like ourselves. You know, Nice Kicks is a big website, well known. You know, people down there in Texas. You know, shout out to my man Matt down there, and they came up. George Keel came up,
super
and
cool guy, but
super cool.
for that to happen, I give a big shout out to a professional baseball player, Jeremy Guthrie.
Oh wow.
He saw me, saw a picture of me. It was up in Pogo.
Okay,
You know, I
Right.
won a sneaker battle up there, and he asked, "Who is this guy right here?" And the guys up in Pogo knew me. They, you know, they told him my Twitter. He hit me up on Twitter, and I said, "Is this a game? You know, professional
Right,
player hitting me
baseball,
up?" So
right,
he
right,
came
right.
by the crib and saw the basement, and even trusted me. You know, I didn't even know him.
Yeah.
To get him down to Comerica Park to the baseball game. And now every time they come into town, he'll give me tickets, and I can just hear the ball pop in the mitt. I'm that close behind
Nice.
home plate.
Nice.
And he's just a humble, down-to-earth, true sneakerhead.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we talked to this day, like last year during the finals,
Okay, yeah.
during the World Series, Game 7, he's about to pitch. He texted me the night before. I'm like, man, shouldn't you be asleep? He said, man, I can't. I said, well, man, go on get him, man. And they was
Yeah.
that close to winning it. But that's just how humble he is.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I mean, all from sneakers. You know, Mark mentioned
sneakers.
Twitter.
That's crazy.
You
Love
know,
sneakers.
and the
huh?
sneaker battle. I mean, this battle he's referring to.
Yeah,
he mentioned
I was
store,
just about
the
to
store
say that.
Pogo. It's a local store here in Michigan.
If you go
And-
Pogo, you're local.
Yeah, if you go Pogo, you're local.
saw that, huh?
And it's an affiliate of Mr. Allen Sneaker Store, and there was a battle there. Like I think I lost out to because I didn't pull out the right shit at the right time, but it's fine.
How does a sneaker battle work? Please,
It's it's
please
cool.
explain
So it's
this.
almost like a cipher, so to speak. I mean, the way they had this set up, it was kind of random too. Like that first one, it's also feel cheated. It is on video, by the way, for you to see.
Okay, I'm not mad.
The scoring was kind of weird. So like you bought your best three pair,
Best three,
right, out your
yeah.
collection.
Okay.
And it was 1 by 1, so you had I think 3 rounds or something like that in the final round or whatever, and you got an opportunity to show. And I mean, it was like kids there that was 12 years old all the way on up to 30, 35 years old,
Right.
Like
Almost
huddled,
50.
almost 50,
Okay.
right.
I ain't nothing wrong with that.
Almost 50, and they're huddled to hear us talk about the shoe. So
Yes.
we present the shoe, and myself, Mark, and a couple other people. I know Calvin was there. El Cappy was
El
there.
Cappy came
That's
in.
why it was weird. Like they weren't really like in the battle, quote unquote. They
I was
were
about
just
to say,
showing their stuff.
Because in my head, I'm just picturing 8 Mile, y'all.
Yeah,
shoes.
Hello shoes, man.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
it's,
saying?
and you
Yeah,
got to talk
crowd
about the
going
sneakers,
crazy.
and the crowd pretty much voted. Well, the
Yeah.
crowd didn't even really vote on this one. They had judges,
three
quote
judges,
unquote.
yeah.
But what was
Okay.
weird is like they started off with 3 judges, and they ended up with like 5, like halfway through. I'm like, wait a minute, how you gonna rate 24 and then turn back around 36? There's one more other judge here. Like, what are y'all doing?
Right,
But
the numbers don't
regardless-
add up.
Yeah, regardless, Mark was there, and it was weird because like this is their first time doing it, and Mark's been, especially over these last few years, we talk about player exclusives and player
Oh, yeah.
edition sneakers. Not everybody can get. I mean, when we talk about player exclusive, it's exclusive to that player and or friend or family member. So I mean, Mark, has some
You gotta
stuff
be pretty
in the
well
bag.
connected out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely, well connected. Your bankroll's got to be well
So
connected
they out
too.
here running with World Wide West, right?
Yeah.
I've just been lucky to meet people who know that if they sell me a shoe, that I'm not gonna resell it. I'm
Right.
gonna keep it in my collection. I
Right.
do
Right, right.
sneaker shows and just display them.
Yeah, and it's
So-
he pulled out one of them, man. I mean, like just killed the show. Like
I can believe it.
Just not.
But
a
he
gentleman.
would have went to the finals if he'd have pulled out that DMP. He held it one
I sure
round
did.
too long.
Jump
If you would
one
have
round
pulled
too
that
long.
out, we
It
would have
was
been
the
going
gold-
head
the
on
gold
probably.
package, the gold
Yep.
package, and it
Okay.
had the Jordan 11 patent leather in
Right.
there, and the Jordan 6
Yeah.
black and gold, nasty. Like the
And he
packs
started to pull it out. And I
Started
don't know
to.
why. Yeah.
I waited till the end, bitter end to do it, and I'm like, it's okay. We'll wait. That's fine.
This is a real different kind of culture, man. And sometimes outside looking in, I done known this man for a long time. And sometimes I'm just seeing this shit around me when it's happening. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Y'all going crazy for these kicks, man. So,
I used to go to his crib.
Yep.
oh
And
yeah.
shoot videos. He come to my crib
Yep.
and I see stuff I hadn't seen in years. He got 2 and 3 of them.
Right, for
I
no
just
reason.
have one.
Shit, 4s and 5s or some shoes don't even kill it. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just different. you
Yeah, it
know?
is. I mean, the culture's, it's huge, but it's like it's who you meet, it's who you bump
Exactly.
into.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody's connected to like a few different things, but you meet so many different people, and opportunities you run into are endless. Like just from the love of sneakers. I mean, like I said, this has gotten you, companies reach out to you, major brand like Champ Sports. The Champ Sports, you would be online every Saturday getting jacked saying the site is busy, wait for this, da-da-da.
Yeah.
They seed Mark products. Mark gets typically a shoe from them every month.
Yeah.
As a promo thing. So there's other YouTubers and other people out there that do it and blog just like we do. But he's in like an elite class of people that get like free shit.
He's pretty much like the VIP class.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in a sense it is because of the followers that he's gained, on YouTube. There's loyal subscribers.
The trust factor and everything like that.
Oh, man, yeah.
I can envision a point in the future. I don't know. It could be really like right now, really, but sneaker collectors, because guys like you said you're more of a collector, like a museum. How a rich person gives their art away to a museum. That's more you, where you taking supreme care of it, and
and he wears it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. He wears it.
And I think that's where I got a lot of the respect for from people, is that I wear my shoes no matter what they are. Whether they're player exclusives or samples. I put them on. I wear them.
They're shoes, huh? That's always
I have a 101 that Jordan used to own himself. That I got from a friend of mine, and I had to put it on. Wow. Why not? But
the man himself had him on, so
exactly. It's a shoe that not many people would care too much about. It's a 2010.
2010. Yep.
And, Dwayne Wade was the poster child for that brand, for that model that came out. But it's a 101. It's a white and red color, and it actually has MJ's name in the shoe.
Cold Stitch. You can't buy that at the store.
Now let me ask you this: the player exclusive ones that literally came off like a Ray Allen's foot. They feel totally different than.
Oh yeah, the material. Come on, the material is like the top of the line. They go get that animal out the field.
Okay,
we gonna cut you up today. Yeah, we gonna use your leather.
It's true.
It's different.
Good question, man. Good question.
I mean, it just seems like sometimes when you think about that, Nike's kind of jerking the average man all the way over, right? In some kind of ways, but I get it. This guy's making $200 million, so
I mean,
he's gonna get the fresh cow,
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, it's funny because, and I'll call him out because this is Blue Tigers fitted. We're not really for beefs or anything like that, but we're gonna call out TLC, okay? And for those of you that don't know, TLC is the Learning Channel.
Oh, right. I'm like what?
Damn the Learning Channel, okay? You talk about someone that's just deceiving.
I thought it was T-Bone Left Eye. And
that's what I'm.
No, that's the other TLC. That's the other TLC. We talk about the station.
Left Eye and Chili. Shit.
All I'm saying is, we had some, folks try to pull the wool over, Mark's eyes a few years ago. We were excited, man. He got a call.
Man,
it's crazy. I didn't go too close into detail, but like he got a call.
No,
and we were super excited, right?
Man, that
wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
He got a call from TLC, and there's a network, someone from the network. They said, "Yo, we've watched you, blah blah blah. We watch your videos. We want to come out to Detroit and film you and your passion, right? That's how they twisted the word. They said you and your passion for sneakers, right? So of course, naturally, Mark, right? You're like, hey, cool. Major network like TLC wants to come. Absolutely. Let's invite him in. And I mean, Mark, you can chime in anytime
man,
you want.
They get there, and it's extreme addiction.
Oh,
you
wow.
remember that show?
Yeah, I do.
Man,
I would have been a little insulted. Like, what the hell, man?
They brought in a life-size poster of Jordan, right?
Oh, wow.
So they had me stand next to the poster and try to have me hug and all this mess with the poster and pretty much clown me, Yeah. So Teek was there.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get out of my house.
Y'all got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I took off work a few days for this.
Right then and there. Yeah. At first it was cool. We went out to Mr. Allen's and they shot some footage there shout out to Mr. Allen's. They always look out for me when they can on sneakers. And we were shooting footage there, had some of the employees there, and they thought that it was going to be something legit.
I mean, people were signing waivers, and, the girl there is like the director, and we're all, we geek. And see me, talking while Mark's doing his thing, I'm talking to the camera guy, I'm talking to the audio guy, and, they're called for a job because they didn't work specifically for TLC. They were outsourced,
contract.
So they're freelancers.
They were freelancers. So I'm talking to the, the sound guy, and I'm like, man, this is, I'm watching Mark, I'm like, this is a good look for the city, man. Like, this is, I mean, people are going to know about, his passion. And my man's like, I can see it back now. My man's kind of looking at me like, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm so excited that TLC is shooting one of my friends,
I even asked him to take time off from work.
Yeah, and I took off work.
And Tico saw saw the curveball they was throwing.
Yeah.
He said,
Wow.
Mark, this ain't what you think it is.
This ain't right,
They're
man.
trying to play you.
By like
Yeah.
day 3, you know, they was buying us lunch.
I'm
you know,
surprised they ain't try to make them dance for chicken. and
Man,
shit.
listen,
What you
man, it
sound
was
like.
that close.
Man, they was there. They was trying.
Yeah, they was.
Oh, man.
They was trying.
And
Conan
that's the
before
thing
that.
with folks. You can't believe everything you see on TV.
Yeah.
You know, like that was all staged. They tried to
was
make him like.
They tried to make him play himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to make him play himself, try to make him sell out, and that's not who he is. Like,
Yeah.
we thought this show was going to be legitimately like she would ask a question. This chick would ask a question. So, Mark, tell us about why you like Michael Jordan. You know, Mark would give a legitimate answer. You know, the greatest player ever. Oh, let me stop you right there. What you want to say is, I like Michael Jordan because I want to be like him. And I'm like,
He's a grown man.
Like,
though.
I want to be him. I want to be like inside of him and all that. I was like, whoa. I
I
was
want
like,
to wear his skin all over mine.
I can't even say what I said because I don't talk like that unless I'm mad.
I understand. I understand.
I said, y'all got to get up out my crib right now. I started throwing their stuff out the house.
I mean, they were filming for like 5 days.
Yeah.
I
So
was
what
a
they
part-
do
I
with
was-
this footage? I mean, is that on the internet
scrap-
right now?
No,
somewhere?
yeah, we said it never can be.
Oh, y'all tore the contract.
tore
over.
the
No, don't ever
contract
put this
up.
shit out.
Like
No.
y'all can get the stuff.
She was mad, you know, because
She started crying
Right.
because she said that she saw the passion I have for being a true collector. She said she felt bad
that they
that
threw you
they
the
sent
curve.
her there to do that to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
'cause I
affecting
was
her.
under
Oh,
the
so she
impression-
was backtracking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because she had to hide the fact that, I'm being sent out here for
It's a dummy mission.
to try to sell you one thing, but I have a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
of my answers were legit answers. It wasn't like, I really want to be Mike. I'm obsessed with Mike. It's basically saying they tried to promote that I was obsessed with him. I'm like,
want my
man,
man's
I'm
draws.
I'm-
Like, man, if Mike gave me his draws,
I'm a
I'd wear 'em.
collector. There's other people that collect stuff. People that collect model trains, cars.
Yeah, yeah.
What's wrong with collecting sneakers? Why is
Nothing.
it? What is the problem with a person having 800 pair of sneakers?
Nothing.
And the one question nobody has ever asked me in an interview, and I've done hundreds of interviews, why do I have so many pairs of shoes? Nobody has ever
because
asked
you know
me
what?
that.
To me, why not?
Yeah.
Mark.
That's like asking a toy collector why they have so many toys.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
It's their thing.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a
a collector,
passion.
and
Now-
it comes from my family. I'm the last of 6.
Okay.
Okay, so I have 2 older brothers. You think they get new clothes, right?
Yeah.
And 2 years later, who wearing them to school?
Little
And
baby brother.
they done already wore them to school 2 years before that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I do overcompensate.
Yeah.
But I could be a smoker. I could be a drinker. I could be on drugs.
Yep.
I could be just misusing my money.
Right.
I take care of my family. I take care of my kids. I take care of my bills. What I do with my extra money
It's
is
yours.
on me.
on you.
So
This
I
is-
choose to collect shoes, and plus I like wearing different stuff.
Right. You like
I don't
being
have to wear
fresh.
my brother's stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
you
So
like
that's the
being
real
fresh.
reason. Nobody has ever asked that question.
As a guy with 3 older brothers, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah, I got tired of wearing that stuff.
Yeah, man.
Now let me ask, why Jordan specifically? I mean, the '80s was an
question.
interesting time. You had Magic the Man out in LA. I figured
Because
everybody
trying
was.
to rock no damn weapons. What the
Well, I
hell?
would no.
No.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying Jordan was a new jack who kind
But I'm
of
saying,
interrupted the system of the NBA back then.
Jordan 3 or Converse weapon.
Come on, now these questions answer themselves, man. All right, I get that.
Sorry,
Everybody knows
internet.
that.
If we're referencing
But
sneakers, y'all got to do your research. Converse weapon, Air Jordan 3, Tinker Hatfield.
But to become a fan of a sneaker, I would assume that you become a fan of the player first.
We were in college at the same time.
So right,
I'm the same age as MJ. I'm
Okay.
2 days older than him. It's just crazy.
you just
how,
see him
how
killing the
whole-
game. You like, oh,
I used to
yeah.
run home from practice.
Mhm.
Me and my roommate Chris Carr. We used to run home from practice and watch North Carolina play.
That's crazy.
So when he left early, 2 years
Yep.
early. So I was still in college, and we wore Adidas
Ain't that something?
in college. So I couldn't wait
Eddie Doze.
for my senior season to be over with because I already had the 1985 Chicago's, but I couldn't wear them during the season because we had to be seen wearing Adidas stuff,
Yep.
the top 10s.
Funny how they still having that problem today.
Yeah.
So-
Funny you might say that.
Yeah.
But that's how it started. It
Later.
started in college,
Okay.
but then it also continued on once he went into the NBA, and it's just one brand does it for me. And I've heard people say, well, Bostic isn't a a sneakerhead because
you don't have a
he only has
variety.
one brand. Well, I have two now. Because Champ sends me some KDs, and a friend of mine from Kicklahoma, shout out to them. I'll be down in Oklahoma City next weekend for their event where I get to meet the perfect pair. If you don't know who he is, he has a lot of exclusive samples. Kenny G. He's a real humble guy, but a lot of people don't like him because he has money.
He got money, man. He's casino owner.
Let's be real.
I mean, guys with money they get toys too.
If we had money, we would.
You'd hate me too.
We would get that too. But
Hate's gonna hate.
Yeah, exactly.
But, hey,
And
ain't nothing but love
play.
for me to
Players
him
gonna
because
play.
I love looking at the shoes that I wish I could have some of them. I wouldn't have all of them,
Right.
but there's some of them. Of course, you would want to have if you
Absolutely.
could afford it. So why would I hate on another man?
Grown
You know, I
ass
get
man.
that a lot. You know, is your collection better than Kenny G's or is his better than yours?
Yeah.
He's in a different bracket than me.
Right.
I stay within my means. I can't compete.
Absolutely.
I can't compete, and I won't compete
won't.
with another man over sneakers. I buy what I like. I rock what I like. I
Thank you.
rock
How many
fusions.
times have I said that?
I rock fusions. I'll
not mad
post
at it.
fusions on my page.
Yeah.
because I like them.
Yeah.
You
Buy
know.
what you like.
Yep.
That's the
That's
biggest thing.
that's my motto. Cop and rock what you like.
And and that goes without being said, like with clothing, with jewelry, with cars. I mean, the old saying, everybody trying to keep up with the Joneses kind of thing, that still plays true to this day. And like you said, living within your means, sneakers are what we do, but again, he has family, wife, kids, it's life. Yeah, it's more than life than this. This is what we do.
Bills
This is the culture. This is the
gotta get
lifestyle.
paid.
Yeah, this is the lifestyle. And through this lifestyle, this is what it's brought you. But yeah, you like you said, yeah, you could go today and go buy a $20,000 undefeated sneaker. You could go do it.
But I wouldn't. Why?
But okay,
Right.
I got this Eminem shoe. This $20,000. I'm the man.
And the thing is, I would want to put that shoe
You
on.
would
I
put
would
it on.
wear it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what Kenny G does. He wears his shoes,
Yeah.
and so big ups to him for that. But competing with other people, nah.
Yeah, that goes back to, I guess that's kind of a Detroit thing, huh? Where it's not a love for just owning the sneakers. It's, you gotta, man, I got this and this, and you ain't got shit, kind of, or you don't got this.
Yeah.
It's all kind of petty, I assume, huh?
It's a lot of pettiness here, to be honest, and it's a lot of competition.
Right.
Where in some aspects where people won't say anything to me. I'll talk about me. Specifically to me, because they feel as though I may think that I'm better than them. They're thinking for me instead of thinking for themselves, or they're going off what somebody else says.
Sneak dissing.
I've always helped people or been willing to help people in any way I can.
Right.
And at this point in the game, I do get paid to go to events.
Yep.
I'm not going to deny that.
And I don't blame you, Mark, because
And
of
I
what you
feel
put
as
in.
though I've earned that.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There
You
go.
know-
That's a
You
long
put the
time.
time and you put the effort in.
Yeah.
So why
and the
not?
love into
Yeah.
it. You know?
And but the
And
thing is,
that's-
I never thought it would come to this. That's the thing. And if anybody that truly knows me like you do,
For sure.
have I changed since day one of you knowing
Day one,
me?
no. Not at all. Not at all.
I'm still the same person. I mean, I communicate back and forth on social media with people. Anybody that want to connect with me, I'll connect with them. If somebody
How
say
can they
something
connect to
stupid,
you?
I'll respond to them too. But if there's somebody that's out there that's just coming at me for no reason, out of just hatred and jealousy, I don't even pay it any attention, because silence will kill you more than words will.
Absolutely.
But no, you said, Sherm, how can the people reach out? Good point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's your Twitter handle? I mean, we'll have all this stuff up for everybody anyway. But what's the Twitter handle on Twitter?
My Twitter is Jumpman Bostic.
Okay.
At Instagram is Jumpman Bostic.
Facebook.
Facebook is Mark Bostic.
Yep.
But you can also put in Jumpman Bostic. It's under there also.
Keeping
And-
everything branded the same.
Yeah.
No, since I've known Tico, the sneaker movement is kind of hell. Because when I first met him, he was the only guy that talked about the hundreds and damn near thousands. I'm like, this is not real. Nobody has this many shoes.
Yeah.
Until you actually see it and it is real. But back then, I don't know if it was always something. You guys have been a rare breed, I guess. Really, I mean, especially you said since '85. So do you feel like you help usher this whole movement into what it is now? Because compared to back then and to what it is now, I know you're looking at it like, damn, I had a big footprint in this. You know what I mean? I had, I'm part of the reason this exists.
Yeah, I really didn't show my collection until July 29th of 2008.
Oh, wow.
My oldest son said, Dad, why don't you just start doing YouTube videos on your collection? Before that, I really didn't share my collection with anybody. And then when I did my first video,
yeah,
I remember the first comment I got, somebody said, those ain't nothing but empty boxes down there.
See, it's like
I don't know anybody that would have
empty boxes.
I think
See,
I
that's
had
like
770 pair of them
at
when
that
I
time.
did my first
And it's
video.
funny you mentioned empty boxes. We were talking about Young Jeezy when he had, was it his 10th anniversary? Or was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, 10th anniversary of Thug Motivation.
Yep.
His Young Jeezy's first album. And they were saying, like, you see him sitting, on these boxes, and the boxes got money in them.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeezy was telling the story, like, yo, I actually had $2 million cash
in the
boxes. Like, he said he was calling his people to, like, yo, bring me duffel bags of cash, and I want y'all to shoot me with the cash in the box. And people was trying to say, like, oh, Jeezy just had, that was Photoshop.
Yeah.
He ain't had no real money in there. He had $2 million in there. Just like you had over 700 plus pairs of sneakers in the boxes. That's hilarious. I mean, it's funny, but like, yeah, you talked about ushering the movement. Yeah, it's prior to all this social media buzz and craze.
Yeah.
Right.
He's right. I mean, you wouldn't have known, like, if you knew me, like Sherm, we damn near half the lifetime, our lifetime, you wouldn't have known these things, like, that I had a crazy collection. And again, not to show it off or to do it, just because that's what we love. Cats, like when we were growing up, you wanted to look fresh, and obviously maybe all the time you didn't have the funds to look fresh. And for me, coming up, I've told the story a million times, in high school. Yeah, there was different brands, clothing brands like Guess that was making a big breakthrough. Everybody had to have the stonewashed jeans with the jean jacket. Fat Farm was making a big movement. These other clothing brands, Pelly, Aniche, all these different brands. So we went
Fat
to Cass.
jeans.
Yeah, everything. We went to Cass.
It was a fashion show in Cass.
It was a fashion show. Everybody had to buy the flyest this, or the Cardi frames and this, and I wasn't on that. I'm like, yo, one, I'm on my feet all the time. I want to feel comfortable, number one. Most importantly, look fresh while I'm doing it.
Right.
MJ, I was fortunate enough to still go to a Bulls game. I actually got to see Michael Jordan play in person, right? Before he retired. I watched the games as a kid. So naturally, that, my uncle, who I talk about all the time, like the Jordan 6 for me, I used to see my uncle have them on as a young buck. And he had on infrared whites and blacks. I'm telling my mom, "Ooh, I want to get the shoes like my Uncle Eric." And my mom's looking at me. That was $110. Shut up. You're not gonna get them. What enough grass I could cut back in the day to get them.
No.
So kind of like you were talking about with the whole the brother syndrome and overcompensating. I always had that in the back of my mind. Like, yo, when I grow up, when I start cutting these lawns and showing this grass, I'm gonna get what I couldn't get back then when I wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And every time it came out, I'm like, oh, that's that. It would bring back a memory for me. So there was a connection with the shoes, and that was a great feeling to have. Like, that was something that you personally owned, or every time you pulled those shoes out the box, you could relate back to that situation. Like, everybody's got a story. You've got a story and can probably remember almost
every shoe.
in every shoe,
Reason why I bought it,
where you bought it,
Right.
how many times you wore it. I mean, I got bad to the point where I knew exactly how many times I wore a shoe and where exactly I wore the shoe to and for how long. Oh, rocked this one when I was 14 at Olive Garden for 3 hours because I waited till my birthday, and right after that they went right back in the box for another 10 years.
It's that pair I tagged old girl in.
Yeah, exactly.
One of
Yeah.
them, huh?
I snuck in the house with these, I mean, and that's what it does. Like, and then it's just funny because fast forward to all of that, social media and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all these different avenues, bringing other people together. Like you said, bringing other enthusiasts and collectors together. This is a natural passion that you share. But it's funny because all the younger generation now, and it's no disrespect to them, because they got to grow up like we grew up, but they see it and they want it. They want. He's 13 years old. I want Mark's 800 plus pairs of shoes. I gotta get them. And they don't understand the work that went behind that.
They just want the numbered pair.
They want the number pair.
That's what's wrong
They're
to
chasing
me.
the number, huh?
Yeah, they're chasing the numbers instead of chasing the love of
Right.
sneakers.
Yeah.
The Trenners do the same thing to me as the number shoes
Roy
do.
Jones, remember Roy
You know?
Jones?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
The Roy Jones Jr., the Eddie Jones,
Yeah.
the Eddie George. coach.
Yeah.
That used to play for the Tennessee Titans. You know, he was on Brand Jordan, Charles Woodson, Randy Moss. Man, I got some Randy Mosses that
super freaks.
I still wear it to the day.
Deion Sanders ever was part of
Deion Sanders, yes.
Sanders, yep.
He had the black patent leather 11s.
You remember? See,
Phase 2.
Yeah.
He has those.
I still remember that commercial too, where you see him play as a wide receiver, and then you saw someone play as a DB, and you saw him mirror right in front of each other. And I still remember that commercial to this day. Because those are the one pair of shoes I've always wanted.
Yeah,
hit a home
like
run
that don't
and
come around no more, man.
Yep.
That kind of athlete and all that kind. Yeah.
Him and Bo Jackson.
Exactly.
One that's
Bo
just
knows.
It was easy to market those guys.
Yeah. I mean,
Deion, he'll run back a punt return and a interception and hit a home run in the same night.
Same damn night.
Yeah.
That's
super
crazy.
drugs. They wasn't testing for drugs then either. Steroids. You know, they wasn't giving them.
Taking fucking Super Saiyan pills.
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit.
exactly. They wasn't getting the Barry Bonds big head. They got
No.
It's all the big head motherfuckers. You got to watch out for them. If they got a big ass, if they wear a fitted size 8.5 and higher, you know they on some steroids, man.
I wear like an 8 9
Look
days,
at
man.
yeah. No, but you ain't. Yeah, you better
I ain't
be using some money
steroided
with this. You better get some
No,
money.
man.
with
No,
juice.
man. It's a
when
bunch
he
of
first
fast
came
food
in the league.
on Sherm.
Oh, he
That's
was
what
little.
it
He
is.
was a small-faced individual. Yeah.
Get that juice, man. Look at Lance Armstrong, big ass head, motherfucker.
That's why they call him Baroid, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah,
I'm just saying.
I remember Barry Sanders because I remember the commercial specifically because those were the pair of shoes I wanted as a kid.
Yeah, I mean it's a connection, man. I mean the sneakers are a connection. Like they bring people together to tell a story, and it's one thing, man. You know, it's one thing that's not so far out of reach for some people, and you know, you want to be fresh doing it. You want a fresh pair of shoes. So it's just like a fresh haircut when you leave the barber. You know, you feel a kind of way when you leave the barber.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I
got
don't
the right
know, man.
cut.
Your hair seems to be growing way too
yeah,
fast.
man. You should know I keep it faded though. I keep it clean though. You know what I'm saying?
You bring that super fade back. Make me wish my hair
exactly.
was there.
You
I'd
can't
had
grow
that pitcher's mound up there and everything. I just had that baseball diamond on my head. I just had to let it go.
You know, you haven't seen this since 1990.
Right.
Oh.
That's the 90s.
And
man.
I'm not mad at
it's
it.
so funny, man. You be getting the stares and the looks I get. You know, the white people that come up. Do you know who you look like, man? yeah. Just go ahead, player. Kid and play up. That's the group. That's the group. I must get 10.
You want to do that step? You want to do that
yeah.
move?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to come next. That'll catch your eye jamming real quick. Like, go ahead and dance for me. But
when you see Teek in public, ask him to kick step.
yeah, ask
No. See, he's only doing this so that he can dress up as Kid for Halloween.
Exactly.
With the
Master
backward
plan.
pants, the backward shirt.
I'm not mad at it.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Only your pride.
Oh, yeah, pride. Ain't nothing wrong with dancing. But look, Blue Tigers Fitted. We gonna take a quick commercial break. Get back. We gonna have my man Mark, Jumpman Bostic, still in the studio with us. Do what we do every week. But yeah, it's Blue Tigers Fitted. We'll be right back. Internets, it's your man Teek from Blue Tigers Fitted Podcast. I want all my dog listeners to listen up out there. Go and check out Doggy Delights by Miss Dior. These healthy, homemade dog treats, all naturally blended and custom made fresh out the kitchen. Check out her Facebook page at Doggy Delights by Miss Dior. And make sure to follow her on Instagram at Doggy Delights by Miss Dior. Also, make sure to tell her that the guys at Blue Tigers Fitted sent you. Go get your dog right today.
When I'm not chilling at the Loose Cannon pop-up shop, I'm tuning into the Blue Tigers Fitted podcast every Thursday with my dudes Tico, Sherm, and D.
Blue Tigers Fitted, BlueTigersFitted.com. We're back. Told you we wouldn't need that long, as always. Still in the studio, the homie, Mark Bostic, my brother. What's going on, sir? We're still here. We're still here.
Group.
Yeah, and again, you know, those just tuning in and fast forward and shit because I'm like, oh, it's Tico again in the shoes and talk about kicks. Listen up, okay? You can listen up on how you can get a free pair, okay? No, I'm just playing. But
I was
just
still waiting for
listen.
you to give me those 29s.
Right. Yeah, Ben was trying to get some 29s off me. It wasn't happening. I love the sneaker. It's amazing. But either way, you know, again, shout out to the fans listening in, to the ladies that I get the emails and direct messages, the DMs from,
The feedbacks.
the feedback. So we appreciate that.
So any feedback from last week or?
I think so. I can't remember, but I think so. I'm gonna say yes. Just BTF juice is just whatever. But
Talking to you. Huh?
talk to me, man. But staying on the theme of sneakers while we're here. I know we talked about it last week with Mr. James Harden himself.
Yeah.
So it's officially October, and for those of you guys that didn't hear the story, James Harden signed to Adidas. $200 million is the contract that he signed for, and I don't think we ever found out how long. I don't know if it was a lifetime contract or.
I thought you said 7 years or something like that.
Yeah,
it might have been.
I don't think it's lifetime though.
No, it was not. Only Iverson signed that Reebok lifetime deal, but
we hope he make it 7 years.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's shout out to Adidas because like I talked about before, the Boost technology is amazing, and I have the runners that they show love to, so shout out to them for that. But the funk in the media was that James Harden prior to October 1st was wearing Nikes, was wearing the Jordan sneaker, and was caught out in the Nike Roche Run sneaker, and there was big controversy because the shoe it's a 4-year deal, 13-year deal with Adidas. But he was caught out in the shoe and made a big stink. Some of the people at Adidas, which Sherm mentioned, they're all in the rights of if we're paying you $200 million. You need to have Adidas on, but to Ben and my point, it's they set a date. So October 1st was the date. So if it's before, I'm with James. I'm gonna be rocking Jordan. I'm gonna rock, Philo, whatever you gonna wear,
Converse,
Peaks, whatever you gonna get into prior to the October 1st due date. So now what happened? October 1st came, and what's been hitting the web now? James Harden had a huge delivery truck by Adidas that said, welcome home or we're here or something crazy like that. Showed up, they did a little promo video, showed up at James Harden's door in the morning, and there was probably about 10 to 15 different Adidas employees unloading this truck. And when I say James Harden got Adidas shoes, he got them hooked up. He took it to Twitter, and you can check out Instagram on Blue Tigers Fitted Instagram. We've got the pictures posted up. We haven't posted up with James Harden, but he had them loaded. I mean, they were dropping off shell toes. They were dropping off, top tens. They was dropping off Pharrell's collaboration. They was dropping off Derrick Rose boost. They was doing the casual.
More shoes in that one picture than I've ever owned in my lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, James Harden even took it to Instagram, took a couple selfies with the shoes because he was happy. I mean, to get a package like that is just insane. There's one of them. The wait is over is what it says. So he was taking a selfie by the pool, while his pool showing it, and that was just a partial picture of the shipment.
Is this all in efforts to sway him to never wear Nike again?
I mean,
Well, if you're getting $200 million for the next 13 years.
Yeah, I mean, he got loaded with everything.
And they sent a truck with the Adidas logo.
When I say
they had to.
When I say 10 to 12 employees,
dream about sneakers.
Yeah. When they say 10 to 12 employees, I mean they sent 10 to 12 people to unload this truck, and I'm just like, wow, like okay, you put them Jordans away now. I'm like, okay, it's you with
so
us.
now what does he do with his collection?
I'm hoping he either
wearing them in the
signs
crib,
it, donate some, give it out to charity or something like that.
Man,
he gonna hold on to them.
He's gonna hold on to them.
But sir, the paparazzi waiting to catch him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
rocking something else.
They got to. I mean, he has people were clowning him because there was a picture of him putting on some white shoes on the pool, and I had a couple people chime in on my feed and were like, man, Adidas can't do this. James, look at the whack shoes he got on right now. These are garbage. They would say the same thing, like, hope he don't get hurt. Hope we don't have the Adidas curse, and poor little tink tink, poor little tink tink. Like,
Derrick Rose curse.
That brother just has bad curse.
Do you think it's an Adidas curse, a real Adidas curse for these athletes? Because it seems to be a real obvious trend. You wearing Adidas, you might just blow your damn knee out tomorrow, and that's just Joe Blow out here on the streets.
Yeah. I mean, what's my man Andrew Wiggins?
Yeah.
And where is he at? He's on West Coast.
No, Andy Wiggins
Wiggins
is in
is on,
Milwaukee, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
He's laced. He's playing in one of their Boost sneaker shoes. So I mean, he's been playing in them since he's been in the league now.
All right,
so,
man. Watch out for loose elbows in practice now.
Yeah, exactly. Knock on wood. So hopefully nothing happens to him. But $200 million, man. James Harden. Now you loaded, and I agree. Paparazzi's gonna be waiting. If you want to wear them J's, keep your ass in the house.
Hey, would you think James Harden, you can blackmail him? Called him out at the grocery store in some Nikes. Like, hey, I'm taking pictures of your ass.
You got $200 million. I'm gonna need at least one or two.
I need 20,000, or I'm hitting sin right now, bro.
Yeah. I'm hitting sin right now.
So, small correction. Andrew Wiggins is now
Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. Who's the kid in Milwaukee? Number 2.
Oh, that's Jabari.
Jabari. Okay.
Jabari.
I had it all wrong. But yeah, thank you for correcting my
correction.
Yeah.
Because somebody in the comments, hey, motherfucker, Andrew Wiggins is on the goddamn.
Hey, man, if they ain't on the Pistons, I probably ain't even thinking about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about the Pistons. So moving on.
Flat out.
Mr. Hova himself, H to the Izzo, Jay-Z, if you haven't noticed, he's got his own online streaming service. So he has Tidal, which has been out for a little bit, in competition with Spotify, in competition with Pandora. And, he's making huge strides. Everybody thought that he couldn't do it, because, you're just a rap guy and you're trying to start a streaming service. Fall back. When in actuality, Tidal now has reached 1 million subscribers. So they have 1 million people that are subscribed to this service. And for those of you guys that don't know, the artist formerly known as, a.k.a. Mr. Prince himself, I think a few months back actually removed and had all of his music taken off of all of the competition. So if you have Spotify right now, or if you have Apple Music, if you have any of that, you can't hear any of Prince's albums whatsoever because he signed an exclusivity deal with Tidal and is on this wave with Jay-Z, and it's like, yo, we're just going to go ahead and do it. So since now they reached 1 million, I think over the past few days or past week, they announced that Jay-Z took it to Twitter. Now, Jay-Z's not a real big social media guy, but when he does, it's like Jesus forthcoming. Folks listen. Oh God,
Yeah, it makes news.
Hova, it makes news. Hova tweeted, so he tweeted out, I don't have the direct quote on me because it was here and I lost it, but something to the realm of like, hey, we made it, 1 million subscribers, blah blah blah. Brooklyn, we in here, something to that realm. And he's like, yo, we're pretty much gonna, throw a concert coming soon, like 10/20. It's October 20th. Prince, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, they're all gonna have a concert for Brooklyn to give back to a free concert at that.
Wow.
To give back to the people for
free concert with Prince, huh?
Prince, Beyonce,
that
and
must
Jay.
be lovely.
Yeah, so the people of Brooklyn are gonna be in for a treat right now. But
imagine other artists that's going to
try to
magically
follow.
appear there
Right.
as well.
I mean, what do you think about that? Like, to have that powerhouse move.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they keep doubting this man. He's an agent now.
Yep. Rock Sports, I think it's called.
I mean, they'll stop one day.
Yeah.
You can't doubt this man.
Can't doubt him. I mean, because he's got the money to back it.
Yeah, he's getting there. I mean, he's an entrepreneur. I'm happy for the man.
Yeah, I'm happy for Hov. I remember, a lot of people. I mean, even with the whole Barclays deal, like that's his thing. Like Barclays was his. He helped design and break ground for this place where the Brooklyn Nets play. Like he brought Brooklyn, not the Nets to Brooklyn,
right?
Like ultimately,
yeah,
right.
Like you said, he's the new Branch Rickey.
Yeah. I mean,
so this is what Jay-Z said. He said, "Nothing real can be threatened.
Yeah,
nothing unreal exists. Tidal is platinum, 1 million people and counting. Let's celebrate 10/20 Brooklyn." In that lineup is not just Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Prince. You also have Usher, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, T.I., Damon Marley, and a bunch of other people. I have no idea who they are.
That's
Fabulous.
Yeah,
the biggest concert of the damn year right there.
So,
and it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah.
That's a power move. I mean, if you guys can remember Jay-Z's album, that Magna Carta Holy Grail, he previewed that for you. So he signed, and Samsung, that was a smart move on Samsung, even though it's Team iPhone all day over here. That was a smart move on Samsung's part because right before he released his album, Samsung happened to be releasing like the Galaxy whatever or the Note whatever. But if you bought the phone or if you pre-ordered the phone, you got Jay's album preloaded on there 2 weeks before it dropped. So not only do you get a new phone, but you have, an exclusive album that's not even out. And remember that commercial with Rick Rubin and Timberland?
Yeah.
It was like a black and white kind of thing, and Jay did the stupid little, everybody turned it to a meme, like,
Wait. Let me just interrupt you real quick. Has Tidal hired any black people yet? You know that infamous picture came out a little while ago.
No.
It was like Jay-Z and Beyonce and the whole staff, and it was like nothing but white kids, Indian kids. Did those things change?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure
they have
at this
custodial
point.
services.
Custodial services, security guards, janitors.
Janitors.
Yeah, same thing, I guess.
They didn't make the picture.
No, carry on. No, I
Carry
just had to interrupt and ask that.
No, drop that to the internet. I mean, you're right. I don't know.
That's kind of interesting.
That's something we should find out.
So they have 16 artists exclusive to this.
The title.
Which is for Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna,
Riri.
Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Jason Aldean, Madonna, Alicia Keys, Coldplay, and many, many more.
Many.
So are they exclusive yet, though?
Or is it just you can get those artists?
So what it is like similar if people out there, internets, if y'all got Apple Music, like I do, you'll see so everybody's competing for not just the music play, but to keep it more interactive and how you can be more in touch with the artist. So not only are you hearing the songs and can freely stream the music, but you actually can look at biopics or sometimes they'll shoot like exclusive footage for that artist that'll only be available. You can't YouTube it. You got to literally go through the app, to find out. So just more of an interactive piece so you know more about who you're listening to. And I think it's cool because a lot of the stuff, you read.
I think getting away from the whole mainstream social media use is a great move, especially for artists like Jay-Z and stuff like that, because you can put it on YouTube any day and people just will either link it on their site and like, oh, look what Jay-Z said and whatnot, but to have like your own service like that.
Sure, yeah, it's personalized. I mean, you can customize it to you. You don't have to have all the the bullshit on there. You can funnel through. Like if you're not trying to hear, Sherm's favorite artist Miguel, you can skip over Miguel. I might want The Weeknd on my shit. I don't want Miguel on there, and I can customize that. Sherm has Miguel on his top 10 picks.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, yeah, exactly. So I don't like Miguel like that, but yeah, shout out to Jay. Power moves on that.
It's kind of funny though you brought up Jay because I'm sitting here. I was looking at this the other day. You hear about Louis Farrakhan not approving the way his wife dresses? Is that what do you make of that?
That's like Cab Calloway's ass says something crazy. Remember that?
What is it with the old heads coming out of their face to say things like that? Then
because they got to use Jay to get back into main media, mass media. I mean,
but Louis Farrakhan ain't.
Shout out to Farrakhan.
He's been around a long time now.
Farrakhan's got a rap album with Snoop?
I did not know Farrakhan had a rap album.
He trying to become relevant again.
Yes.
I know they got the new Million Man March happening. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be 10,000 niggas there. That's minus a
billion. Did y'all hit the first one?
Nah, man. I was in 6th grade when that jumped off.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, I know a couple cats that went around them times.
All I remember is damn.
Did the educated black man B get to the Million Man March?
Did you get to the Million Man March?
No. I didn't get the memo, no invite, nothing.
That's what happens, man.
That's what happens.
All I got was a lovely
newsletter.
All I got was a lovely fruit basket. It's like, just don't show up.
We're good here, B.
All I remember is the damn, Spike Lee movie, Get on the Bus with The Rock.
Well,
remember Rock from
Charles Dutton.
Charles Dutton.
Rock.
I remember Rock on there talking, and
he was always the stern, serious brother.
He's at the
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. Get on the bus.
He always shaking his hands when he talks to his son. All
son,
that kind of shit.
Head looking like a milk dud, but
nah, man, I
preaching
don't,
to you.
Yeah, which it's cool. I don't mind people preaching to you, but you can't just do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you got for me. Yeah, exactly. Not all the time. Come on.
Not all the time. But Mr. Kanye West himself, actually, there's been a huge discrepancy, apparently. Ticketmaster.com has put out a 808s and Heartbreak tour that they've been advertising like on their front page, and I even went to it the other day thinking like, oh snap. But then I think about like, wait a minute, 808s. It was like Kanye's third album that he named it. You know, this is years ago. So we're talking what 2005,
Shit, I think it was
2006.
his fourth album.
Why do you think it's his fourth album?
Because it came out after
It's
College Dropout.
It's College Dropout. It's Graduation. And what's the third? 808s.
No, dude, you forgetting one. It's fucking College Dropout was the third album.
College Dropout is the first album.
First album. Graduation. Third album.
Third album. It is the fourth album.
Yeah, and then the second
Late
one.
Registration was
There
the
you
second.
go.
Yeah, okay, there we go. So getting the facts in order here.
Yeah, because we got sticklers out here that like
yeah.
Hey,
Yo,
you
fam,
guys.
Sherm and Teek don't know anything they're talking about with Ye.
Yeah.
A bit like this. So yeah, it's his fourth album. They put this tour out, and I think they announced like 2 days ago or a few days ago that it's our bad. He's not performing in Chicago at the United Center, even though Kanye has been doing some touring in L.A., where he's currently residing at. But like,
because he's doing Kardashian shit right now. He's
he's
Kanye Kardashian right now.
He's doing Kardashian.
I mean, he is, but who hasn't?
Oh man, I haven't.
Us four at this table probably haven't, but
hey, we should have.
we could.
I mean, you didn't give Kim
Easy
your
pass
black
for
card
me.
or anything like
Yeah,
that.
he's
Not
an
yet,
easy
B.
pass.
I'm about to.
There's
FedEx
always
that
Chloe.
one. There is always Chloe.
There's always Chloe Kardashian.
I have no problems with Kardashian.
She done got that fake one on her run.
It's crazy, right? I don't know what that's about.
Man,
Let's wait till that boy flip upside down.
Which reminds me, I joined Team iPhone this afternoon. Right?
Yes, sir.
yeah, congratulations,
Yes, sir. Welcome
man.
to the
You know,
family.
yeah,
You know.
welcome to the right phone.
So I run up in the store and I saw a young lady with the fake booty in there.
Oh man,
Oh,
It was
man.
like disgusting and beautiful at the same time.
disgusting and beautiful all in one.
Because it was
It
her,
was bitter-
her
it was
legs.
bittersweet.
It was like her legs were like twigs and her ass was just like two basketballs. I'm like, something is wrong with this picture here. Like the thighs and the hips did not match.
I hope
at
she didn't
all.
get that fix-a-flat.
She probably did.
Oh, man.
That's probably why it didn't look right.
You had to check what phone she had. If she had an Android phone, she definitely got the fucking fix-a-flat. Okay. And if she had an iPhone, she might have got that professionally done.
I don't
Somewhere.
know. I can't recall what she had. I think she actually did have an Android.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She
A lot of
look-
rats walking around here with,
Yeah, I think she was a paid stripper rat though.
hey,
She probably danced on the east side.
probably on the east side somewhere. But it's
I'm
speaking.
a West Side.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying,
West
sir.
Side,
That's what I'm
Detroit
saying.
player. So we're not doing that with the East. But what happened in Detroit?
Far West.
Yeah, far west, far
west.
west. I went to a comedy show. We had my man Bruce came through. D. Ray Davis, Capone
Oh yeah,
came through. So that comedy show was down in Masonic Temple. Great show. They had a couple old heads. I think I told Sherm about a little bit of it. They had the old heads opening up. I mean, I swear my man was like literally had to be like 68. No joke. Like somebody's granddaddy was on stage, killing it.
killing it, huh?
Killing it. He was like, yeah, tired of a lot of y'all niggas coming back, talking about Detroit coming back, the city coming back, in another 300 years. he's like, we'll all be dead and gone before we see anything change in this motherfucker. So he was talking about the city. I mean, it was funny, man. This old guy to open up for him. It's hilarious. But great show. We always got to have one heckler. It's always one drunk or high idiot.
Don't
in
you
the
think
damn
they paid him?
audience.
No.
No.
Man,
I
I
think
don't know.
in some
You know what? Only
cases they
reason
might.
why I don't think this case. That's a good point. I don't think in this case Bruce was on. And he was literally like in the middle of this joke, like telling a story. Because I'm waiting for the punchline. Oh, it's just gonna sound hilarious. And all of a sudden, my man was like, "Bruce, you ain't got no money, you broke bitch!" Like out of nowhere. And then Bruce kept going actually, but then stopped. Like, wait a minute, motherfucker, I can't even see you. Who is that? He like, yeah, I ain't got no money. He was a stupid motherfucker, man. He was like, what did you? I'm local. He's like, you local. I'm national. Get that shit right. So he went off on him for a few minutes or whatever and then kind of came back. He's like, I'm sorry, man. You just want some attention, don't you? He's like, you was probably that nigga that walked past your parents' room. Look, ma, look, dad. Like just trying to get attention. I gave you 2 minutes, motherfucker. Sit down. Shut up.
But that shit
So-
kind of irritates you because
It's
I
very
didn't
irritating.
pay to hear
It's
you
very irritating.
talk
It's
to
not-
the damn
he
artist.
kind of had to go back on his joke, a little bit. And I think he was talking about 10
Messed
minutes.
up his flow.
Yeah, and then my man did it again. Bruce, you broke, nigga. And I think security actually came to get my man. Like, hey, man, you better shit your ass down. Like, you're
They need to
disturbing
put
the
him
show.
out at that point.
Yeah, they was about to put him out. So my man shut up, did his thing. But D-Ray had to been one of the funny, like if y'all don't know who D-Ray Davis is, he's been on Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out. He's had his own comedy series, I think Powerball or what it was called. He's been in movies with Kevin Hart. Hilarious,
Come on
hilarious.
now. If
brother,
you
man.
watch Empire last week, you know the hell
You know,
D. Ray Davis
oh,
is.
okay. So funny shit about that, right? He talked about that while he was on stage. I don't watch Empire, but he was talking about Empire. Yeah, he was talking about Empire. And he said
It's a
this
great
is
show.
this is how Terrence Howard and the crew did his ass dirty, right? He said he gets to work that day on set. Motherfucker don't even know he's gonna die today, like at all. He said he's walking by in his trailer and shit. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Karen? Hey, what's up, people?" He said he knew something was gonna be fucked up when people just walk past him like their head down, you know.
It's your last day,
The
dog.
last day, right? He's just thinking to himself like, what's wrong with everybody, So he said he goes to his trailer, for an hour before he gets ready. He said he hears a knock at the trailer, and I guess it's Terrence Howard and shit comes in. He was like, Terrence Howard came in speaking like goddamn DJ. He like, let me talk to you, man. Hey, he like, D, let me talk to you, man. Like skinny. He was talking like hustle and flow to him, and he said Terrence just kept, he said Terrence Howard just kept talking to him like, listen, man, we love you, man. We love you, and you're doing great. And he was like, spit it out, nigga. Like, what's wrong? He said Terrence started to get like emotional, like he was crying, like he was like about to cry, like, man, we had, has this decision, man, and
That motherfucker was on there for half of an episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was just like, he's like,
X'd out.
yeah,
like
X'd
that,
out. He's
huh?
like, yo, once that all happened, he was like, you could have told me before I came in, I could have stepped in, It was
Right.
like
I'm
extra
here
2
all
hours.
early and shit. You know I don't like being on time.
Yeah, he was like, y'all,
I don't even need to know my line.
Right.
Yeah. Just
Funny,
ad-lib it, shit.
funny show, man. He was just talking about how Chris Rock was on there. He talking about how Chris Rock still had that CB4 walk and shit, like, like still had that gusto
Oh,
walk.
the gusto walk.
Yeah, but funny brother, man. Concert was great. I had a phenomenal time.
So
I'm
you
glad
was
I went.
hanging out in the streets of Detroit, huh?
And indeed, yes, sir. Raggedy ass Masonic Temple, man.
Raggedy ass.
What kind of music were
Temple.
they,
A lot of
were
history
they
at
playing
the
at the
Masonic
concert?
Temple.
They was playing this new shit. This new,
I saw George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic at the Masonic
At the
Temple when they came flying through with the diapers on.
Oh man.
was George in the damn the big sheet, just one big sheet.
Man,
Yeah.
George had the P-Funk
George
going,
was
man. The
off that
P-Funk
super
all-star.
shit.
Yeah.
George still on that stupid stuff.
Yeah. Still with them braids, the multicolored braids.
Yeah.
Sir, no.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
That's that
You can
weed he was
still throw
smoking
that
and
music
shit.
on, people still be bumping.
Oh yeah.
True. Flashlight and everything
What-
else.
whatever.
Put that on his barbecue. It's game over.
Whatever he had going on back then.
Do the
It
dog
is-
catch up.
yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that potent stuff.
Yeah, but we talk about, that's where Sherm and I were talking about this other night. Talk about hip hop and just the influence that they did on Snoop, and Dre, and these guys using all their beats ultimately to make their career, to get their career, springboarded, man. But that's hilarious, man. Yeah, the Masonic Temple, I think they're doing something. It was weird. Like I rolled up. This is how I knew. I'm like, wait a minute. Are these white people in the right building? Because I know what my ticket is. It says, it looked like people was going to prom. Like, literally, it was like a bunch of white people jumping out of limos and shit. I'm like, man, they coming to see Bruce and D-Ray. That's what's up.
Hey.
But, like, a huge abundance. Not that white people don't go see these comedians. However, in this case, there were flocks of them. And I'm like, they can't be going to see it.
Black people ain't out here paying for nothing. Come on.
Yeah, and the Masonic Temple was, it's right off one street, but there was something on the side, so I guess in the same building, something else was going on.
Well, that
in another
whole
part of the building.
little area is a part of the big comeback plan now. So
Yeah.
you might as well get used to that. It's like,
Yeah, I agree, man. So it was just funny the way everything happened. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. But another dope group. If y'all haven't heard of them, you got to check this young group out, man. Out of Cali, they're called the Internet. And I got a chance to check them out at the shelter, so St. Andrews. So Internet's the people that don't know or aren't Detroit natives. That's where 8 Mile was shot. Those
Yeah,
last
some
couple
big
scenes,
scenes,
the freestyle. Yeah, that's where 8 Mile was shot. And this group was playing actually, in the basement. Now this group is like, they're a mix between like an Erykah Badu / Pharrell / like Stevie / whatever. There's all these different people mixed up in one because it's almost like a neo soul group, but it's not really neo soul because they're not singing to you like that. And it's they got some rock in there, so it's a big mixed batch. Like it's 5 of them in this group, and they were just
can't classify them, huh?
yeah, you can't classify. They call themselves experimental jazz, is what they call their sound.
Now,
which is
why
kinda
why
crazy.
the internet? Did they say why they call themselves the
They
internet?
did.
That's a name.
I guess they got high or something one night.
Of course.
And
yes. That makes
they were
sense.
talking about names or something, and they were just like, "Fuck it, man! Like the internet, like it sounds dope. Like it's what it is." And they're like, "Boom!" And they just
that's some high shit for real.
yeah, they just ran with it on the internet. But it's cool, man. Like the chick, the main chick, opens up, sings her whole deal, and the band is knocking. I mean, they got my man on bass and the drummer, and this is everything, man.
I've heard some of their tracks before. They are impressive.
Yeah,
they
the
are
internet.
impressive.
Check them out.
I did not know they crept into Detroit here.
Crept into Detroit. $22 ticket. Best $22 I think I've spent in a long time. Like, you can't even buy good draws at $22.
Featuring Sid the Kid.
Sid the Kid, man. She was there, and I literally finally got my iPhone 6S Plus in the mail. So taking that 4K video downstairs, it looks immaculate.
Teek coming through bootlegging your
Bootlegging,
concerts.
because at first I'm like, wait a minute, should I pull this out? And then everybody behind me had their phone. Oh yeah, I'm falling right in line with it. Cool.
I'm like, put your whole set on YouTube
yeah,
right now.
exactly. Like, I'm streaming this now, son. I had FaceTime my dad from the concert at one point. He was jamming out while he was eating dinner. He's like, man, it's a good ass concert. Like,
hey, get closer, man.
It's free,
closer.
right. It's free,
No, Pop, it ain't free.
Right. I had to pay $22, and I'm sweating. I'm killing myself in here.
You done turned yourself into a damn cameraman.
Right. Pretty much. I had to put it down and enjoy the rest of the show. Like, Jesus, what am I doing? Like, man, let me enjoy it while I'm here.
That's kind of my problem with that whole movement these days. Like, enjoy the shit. You can't even enjoy life. As we're all literally multitasking. You can't even enjoy life without pulling out the damn phone these days.
It's stuck to me.
It is. I know. It is. I'm one to talk.
I had to upgrade my glasses, my vision channel. So you and your phone too much, young man. I'm not a young man, but man, you see my vision channel.
Right.
I mean, you got the whole world coming after you. That's how it goes,
Yeah, man. But it's something else, man. The phones are something else. This week, something else. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, it has been a crazy week.
Crazy week, man. Shootings again.
Wow.
I feel like we talk about this shit like every other week, right? Like,
it seems like it.
It seems like it. Oregon, B, you want to talk about that a little bit? The depressing news? I don't want to.
I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about it so far. About it, how the 10 students died because of another madman with a gun just wanted to start shooting people up and stuff like that. But I think the more interesting story that came out of it was how emotional Obama got in his speech. I'm not sure if you guys watched the video yet.
No, I hadn't. No.
So he got really emotional, and it was the first time that I've seen the president, got this emotional and whatnot. And just he wasn't like sad emotional. He was just more angry.
Yeah, man, guns
because
everywhere.
Because he feels like he has to do a speech like that like every few months.
Yeah,
he has,
and he has, and he said in the speech that it's becoming more of a routine.
Copycats.
And it's just like it's gotten to a point where, okay, we can't have the president of the United States every few months have to do a same speech because of another school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting to a point where something needs to be done.
But that's the problem right there. I mean, nobody really.
No
wants
one,
to
yeah,
do
no one has the answer. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done, but no one has the answer. What can be done at this
think
point?
Anybody wants to do something? I mean, you believe clearly in the Second Amendment, right?
Yes.
So you can't have it both ways now.
No, you can't.
Something's got to give.
Yeah, something's definitely got to give. And you just don't know what.
That's well above my pay scale to even have an idea of how to start that conversation. But
Exactly.
it's very sad to keep constantly hearing about people getting shot just for trying to live life. I mean, I don't want to fucking go to the mall and worry about getting shot in the face. That's, you know what I'm saying? Much more shit I can worry about.
Yeah, it's sad that students now, especially in college or ranging all the way down from elementary school all the way up to college, where not
Can't
only
feel
did you have to
safe.
worry about, going to school, getting good grades and all that stuff, you got to worry about whether or not some madman's going to come into my school and start shooting up the place.
Yeah. I
sad
mean,
is that?
movie theaters,
Exactly.
schools, walking down the street, military bases.
Right.
I mean,
Churches.
Now they have armed security at a lot of churches that I know.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's hell of a liability
Yeah, man.
with that on the churches if the person that they hire has to use their weapon
Correct.
Then the game
on somebody.
changes.
Then the whole game changes as far as liability being sued, this and that.
Yep.
I don't take the garbage out without my piece.
I know that's right. Me and Nina stay real close together.
Yeah, I've been carrying it
Ms.
for
Ross,
over
huh?
20 years now, and it's when I lay my clothes out. Yeah, that look good with my gun.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and hopefully I don't have to use
Never
it.
have to use. And then
but
we had a big show topic
hey,
on that, Mark. We had
it's them or me.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I got to go home to my baby.
Yeah.
That's like when I was
See,
on the
I'm not
force.
I'm not even knocking that though. Unfortunately, that is what it is. It's always gonna be scumbags, and you should be protected from it. But I don't know why it's just so many. The problem is so big.
Yeah, it's very big now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you already said, hell, we can't even go to the damn movies anymore. We can't send the kids to school.
Yeah. You sitting at the crib. And people will try to run up in your house. You can't even basically leave your door open to enjoy a nice evening, cool breeze without worrying somebody going to come in trying to rob you for this or that, flat screen TV to go get their rocks on or whatever.
Right.
You never know what a person is thinking nowadays.
That's true.
Because people are so desperate.
So desperate.
Especially here in the city. I mean, they say it's gotten better, but it's still the same old thing every time you look around.
Yep.
I try not to even look at the news in the city because it's so depressing. Every time you
try
turn
not
around.
to report too much of the negative.
Well,
either.
he's got a different kind of perspective because you were, like you were just saying, a Detroit police officer for
Retired cop. Yep.
15 years.
So you've got a whole different perspective on this city we all know and love.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've seen some things, some crazy things, but what keeps you around? What keeps you here?
Man, I've seen some things. I haven't had a drink in 12 years.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
When I was on the force, I've seen decapitations. I've seen children commit suicide because their parents wouldn't let them go to a school dance.
Jeez.
I've seen just random shootings.
Yeah.
I remember Herman Gardens.
Oh my goodness.
Right off of Joy Road.
Yeah.
The Murder Mac right there at
yeah.
Exit 9.
Yep.
They call it that for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's the precinct I worked in, and every night we're like, okay, we're going down there to Southfield and Joy Road. We already know what's popping. And the first thing people want to do is run up and hold the person that's been shot. But what are we there to do?
Is it
protect the crime
Was it
scene.
protect and serve?
Protect the crime scene,
That was a big
But it's sad, the kind of world we're living in now where guns are the answer to people.
Right.
And
that's a mentality thing, though. That's not the gun's fault.
It's not, and they're so, and it's not that the guns are being sold to the wrong people. Sometimes they are, but a lot of people are breaking into people's homes. There's a lot of times people are not being careful and have proper awareness with their weapons.
Yep.
That are allowing people to get them. And then if they are stolen, then really not reporting them because they know that there's a possibility they're going to lose their CPL.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of things that are contributing to this epidemic, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. I hate that I have to drive down the street with my 4.5 on my lap.
On your lap.
But I got to protect
Absolutely.
me and mine.
Absolutely.
And
So-
I'm
so-
in the city.
Yep.
What advice do you offer us young black brothers out here dealing with these crazy cops that don't want to see us driving down the street?
Or at least
With a
young
4 or
people in
5.
general.
Yeah.
Well, especially, just youth in general. We don't
I
want
mean,
to Sandra
in
Bland
today's
kind of
age,
situations
I don't
here.
think it's more. I don't think gun is more of a race issue anymore because if you remember Virginia Tech, it was an Asian brother that shot up the place. So I don't think it's more of a race thing anymore. I think it's more of a mental illness or maybe parenting.
Oh, that's
definitely got a lot to do with it. Right?
You're rearing the way you're brought up. Yeah, it definitely goes a long way in
Hell
crazy
yeah.
situations like that.
It's a lot of single parents, and mostly of them are
But they're
women
working.
raising boys.
Right.
And they're working
Trying
like
to make
2,
them
3
young men. Yeah.
And they're working like 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet. And it's like it's
Yeah, they're
it's
not
sad.
home. The parents aren't home.
Yeah. They're
know?
They're always like being brought up by someone else, and
Yeah.
then you can't try to influence them because they're gonna turn around like, well, you're never home, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, I'm trying to work, trying to
Then it turns into Maury.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
More.
I mean, it's true. She was never there for me.
But I just don't want to worry about a situation where I'm just aimlessly driving and here's some asshole cop pointing a gun at me. That's not a good feeling.
Hey man, 10-2 player.
10-2.
Put your seatbelt on.
DWB is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Is it a real thing? Can I ask you that?
You know, from being on the force, I remember people, officers,
Yeah.
you know, that would focus on a certain type of vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
That would focus on a certain type of look of a person in a vehicle. You know, we all know that tinted windows are illegal here
In Michigan. Yep.
in Michigan. That would be a factor or a reason to pull somebody over if they had a nice car and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's been
For years.
nationally
That's
known.
just part of what it
That's-
is,
That's
huh?
been nationally known. But you know, I would say that, you know, people don't know the law. First of all,
Sure.
when an officer pulls you over, all you had to do was crack the window enough to put your license, registration, and insurance out the window. They can't make you get out of the car just because they want you to. You can question them, why do you want me to get out of the car, officer? What did I do?
Right.
A lot of officers will use this thing called furtive gestures, which means, you know, I seen you leaning over, I seen you reaching like you was having something under your seat, and a lot of people fall for that. I fell for that.
I fell for it too.
Before I was an
myself.
officer.
I fell for it too.
That's how I know. Once I became a police, I'm like, oh man, I just been. But the one thing I would not do is get out of my car and get on my knees. I'm not getting on my knees for anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it's funny you mentioned that situation because I was driving back from Chicago. This happened recently. This was like up in like a year ago, and already in Michigan, good to go. Michigan native, Michigan tags, everything's good to go. Not a ticket on my record, and that hadn't been paid or whatever it is. But get pulled over, state police, and you know it's busy freeway, so we're on 94. So I pull over, comes to the passenger side of the car, and I ask him, I say, oh, you know, registered with the state of Michigan, have a concealed pistol license, boom, here's the license.
First thing you gotta tell
boom,
him.
yeah,
Yep.
first thing I gotta tell him.
Yep.
Have everything. He takes it, he's like, yeah, okay, anyway, yeah. I said, well, why'd you pull me over, officer? And he's like, yeah, were you following that car in front of you? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, were you following the car in front of you? Because it looks like you're a little close to the car in front of you. I said, officer, I was doing the speed limit, and the car just happens to be in front of me because there's other cars in front of me. So, no, I was not following a particular car. I'm just trying to get back home. Oh, okay. Yeah, sit tight for a minute. Goes back to the car, runs it. Good to go, you know. Then the next thing he does is like, yeah, you know, I'm going to need you to step out your vehicle. And I asked, you know, I did ask. I said, for what? What's? I don't understand why you're pulling me out the vehicle. Sir, we're just trying to keep the highway safe. Da-da-da-da. Step out your vehicle for me. At this point, I'm like, dog, like, what do I even do? Like, here I am on the freeway. Like, I didn't do anything.
home.
So I'm like, okay. And I just remembered, all right, when I do get out my car, close the door behind me. Don't keep the door open or, you know, whatever. Close the door immediately. So I step over to the side, and then here comes the 21 questions, you know. Where you coming from again? Okay. Where you going? Where you headed? And it's, you know I take those kind of tests all the time. So I'm good, very good at that. And then plus I don't have nothing to hide. I'm not carrying nothing on me, nothing. I'm just literally driving back from visiting my pops back home. And he's, you know, okay, well, you know, you said you had pistols. What kind of pistols you got registered? You know, told him the pistols I had on file. The next thing you know, I see another cop rolling right behind him. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to give you 2 options today. And I said, oh, just 2, huh? He's like, yeah, 2 options. Either we can search the vehicle, my partner and I, or I'll put the canine in the car.
Wow.
And he can search it. I said, for what? Sir, we're just trying to keep the highway safe out here. I said, I understand. I'm trying to safely drive on them too, motherfucker. So what are you saying? Like, no. I'm like, no. I'm like, aren't y'all going to need a warrant for that? We don't need a warrant for that. This, that, and the other. I'm just like, wow, sitting here kind of stuck. Like, well, I don't have anything to hide, officer, but I will tell you this. I'm going to be watching you at my vehicle, and I need to be right by y'all when y'all check the car. And I was like, yeah, you and your partner can check it, guy. I don't want no dogs up in my ride. Like, just period. Like, dog could have smelled whatever, you know. So they in there trying to search the vehicle. I did. I stood right behind her. Like, sir, you're going to need to at least give us 10 feet. I said, that's fine. I'll be right here watching because I've seen too many movies. Y'all playing all kind of stuff and whatever. And, you know, after about 15 minutes of trying to search the car, did not really tear anything apart, but going through my bag. And, you know, I took probably about, 6, 7 pair of shoes with me, bought maybe about 3, 4 pair while I was there. And he gets out. And he's like, okay, well, everything's clean, good to go. You got a lot of shoes in that bag. I said, is that illegal? No, sir. I'm just saying, you got a lot of Jordan shoes in the bag. That's all I'm just taking notice.
Why didn't you tell him he was an entertainer?
Man, fuck all that. I was pissed because they held me up for a
That'd
half
have been
hour.
a whole different
Yeah,
investigation.
They held me up.
He could have kick stepped with the officer.
They held me up, man, for about a good 45 minutes. I was in traffic coming back. I'd already planned the trip to beat the traffic. Now I'm stopped, and I'm pissed at this point. I actually filed a complaint, never heard nothing back from it. But I'm like, let me get you an Officer Burkowski's badge number over here, Like I did, and I got both the badge numbers because, like, there was no reason to pull me over to search what.
But see, I think it goes back to
Profiling?
what you were just saying. People don't know the law, and I think some cops don't know the law either, honestly, or they just take advantage of the fact that you don't know the law.
Some people just think that they can do what they want to do because of that shield.
Yeah,
to
the
be
power
honest.
trip.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep it real, 100.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
You ever had to smack somebody up before?
I mean, if they tried to smack me up, yeah.
No. I mean, just strong arm. Like, what? I'm a cop.
I wasn't like that. I talk to people the way they talk to me.
Okay.
Right.
But the unit I worked on, we looked for Detroit's most wanted, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So you didn't have
usually
to-
wasn't a nice little
Yeah,
interaction.
you didn't have to deal with some unruly fiends and whatnot.
Yeah.
It wasn't nice a lot of times, you
Yeah.
know. But they knew that they were going back to prison, and they didn't want to go.
So you've seen the mean streets of Detroit from a street level. Obviously, how long you were? When did you start?
15 years.
So it was 08, that was about the early 90s or so?
Yeah, 96.
So you probably saw it go down, and as compared to where it is now, do you think it's coming back for real, for real? Do you really foresee that with the city here?
I still see that the police are even more disrespected than they were in 96 when I started. And where, not just in this state, but nationally.
Right.
There's good and bad in every profession.
Right.
In every job. But when there's something that happens with police brutality, they think that all police are bad, and that's not the case.
That's true.
You got to weed out the good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in sneakers.
Yep.
There's good and bad at FedEx. There's good and bad at UPS.
Right.
In any profession you choose, you can look at. There's good and bad. You can't put everyone in that.
You can't clump
bubble.
everyone together. Yeah.
Because I know a lot of good officers, but
Shouts out to the cops doing the thing legit.
But based on the bad ones, the good ones are mixed up in there too.
So you had some real life Alonzos you had to deal with, huh?
He's talking about
Training Day.
Training Day, Denzel and Training
Yeah,
Day, Alonzo.
yeah.
Yeah.
There
They
was
out here
people
for
out
real,
there
huh?
that felt as though they could
Above the law.
be above the law, yeah.
Crazy.
And eventually those people got dealt with.
Damn. One way or the other.
It might have took a day, a year, 3-4 years, but eventually I was like, where'd such and such go?
Oh, he got shot on the job yesterday.
I hope he didn't get shot.
He was
but
he was dropping off some mail. Wrong place, wrong time.
got caught up, man.
Right.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, it's out there. I mean, but to be a police officer in this day and age, it's not gonna get it done at $20,000.
Yeah, we got to pay these cops, man.
What the
For your
city
life.
is, what the start is
Well,
now. When I started, there was longevity where you got paid after 3 years. You would have a longevity check every 6 months, which is a little extra money, little bonus for you doing your job.
Yeah, and putting your life on the line.
Uniform allowance. Then now it's a 401k instead of a retirement. I mean, I lucked out. But the officers that are starting now, you it's a crapshoot with a 401k.
Yeah.
You can go and maximize, and then you be winning, and then the next day, bam, you just hit rock bottom, and
Yeah.
everything you put in there is gone. It's just not fair. You can be in any city and be an officer, and something happen on any given day, but in the city, we were answering 20-30 runs or more in an 8-hour shift. Now you go out to the suburbs and you get a run, get the cat out the tree, and that'll be it for the day.
Yeah.
We're in Detroit.
Pleasantville.
Yeah.
Where in Detroit, any given run could be your life.
Last run.
I tell you, it was some days I didn't know if I was gonna make it home.
Wow.
But through the grace of God, I mean, and he ended my career when he felt as though I had enough.
Yeah. Most
You know,
definitely.
and I was lucky to get out of the incident I was in where I was trapped in the car, and then my brothers from the fire department had to
Got to come bail you
pull
out.
me
Huh?
out, you know, with the jaws of life. Almost lost my leg, and you know, people laugh about that when they see my leg in videos, and you know, call me cripple and all this and that. Yeah, I'm crippled, but you know, I'm still here.
I'll show you what this cripple can do too. You know,
I'm still here, you know, but I was blessed to be able to do the job that I did and didn't have any problems and nothing bad on my record.
Yeah.
And I still pray for my brothers and sisters out there in blue
Word up.
all day.
Word up.
And it's really sad, though. It's really sad that, you know, not just the cops, but the firefighters, especially
Underpaid
like
too.
teachers and all that stuff that
Underpaid.
needs to be paid to, you know, to educate the kids and stuff like that, but they're not.
No.
You know where that money's going to?
Yeah,
Fast food restaurants
Yeah.
because they're paying them $15 an hour.
$15 an hour.
And guys
About to
that
give me a
get
second job.
and
B.
guys that get a ZZ Top beard and go play for the Houston Rockets, $200 million.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember McDonald's used to be a summer job for kids? Like
Used to be.
That's where I started
Now
off, man.
it's adults working there now. I mean,
and they mad that they can't work in there. That's the worst part about
kids
it.
can't even get summer jobs.
No.
Because they're taken
Summer
by
jobs are-
adults.
Yeah, summer jobs are mostly like they're doing newspapers or lawn mowing the lawn, but
Yeah.
you have companies that's doing that now.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ray Kroc.
So
Making these
it's
billions
like,
of
there,
burgers.
there is no like really summer jobs anymore where kids are getting paid or trying to get job experience. There is none, and you're wondering where, you know, where the responsibilities is. The adults are taking all the responsibility during the summer.
Yeah.
That's true. True story, man.
So
True story, man. But look, we've already ran our course. We've had a great conversation this evening.
Man, I enjoy
Mark, man.
being
Yeah,
here.
man.
Yeah,
I
enjoy
enjoy, you
having
know,
you, sir.
I appreciate the questions. All I
Yeah.
can do is keep it real.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's all we
all day.
want. That's all we
keeps
ask
it
for.
real. I know Dave Chappelle shit, but yeah, you know, 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for that Mountain Dew too, man.
Oh
That
man,
gave me a hell of
already
a
a
kick.
little joke, man. I already know.
Man,
I know.
I can't get it at home.
Anyone exactly.
Like Mountain Dew
any
and
one of my
Pepsi
guests.
Band.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
any one of my guests that comes on, I already know. I got
time,
this. I already know
yeah.
what time it is. I know that's how we do, man. Blue Tigers Fitted, man, all day. But
Yes, sir.
episode
Yes, sir.
15, Mark, thank you, man. You got to
I
definitely come back.
appreciate you guys.
You got to definitely come back. This ain't gonna be the
Anytime.
last time. You know,
Anytime.
Mark's flying out, so definitely make sure to pay attention. You know, look for this guy on the internet.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah.
Like,
Where you about to fly out to? Where can the people catch you?
And OKC.
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 And this is
Yeah.
what date will you be out there? Is that
I'm
10th?
actually leaving on the 15th.
Okay, the 15th.
So I'm gonna spend 5 days out there. They flying me out there for. The event is called Kicklahoma. So you can at them on social media on Instagram. Life of Juan 2 is the person throwing the event. The Perfect Pair will be there. I get a chance to meet him.
Yep.
Been chopping it up with him, and a lot of other sneaker people there. Wow, it's just gonna be
An event.
a dope,
And,
dope
and
event.
again, like I said, internets. This isn't like just one-off events. Mark does these things a few times a month.
Yeah,
Every
week
month.
after that, I'll be in Montreal, Canada.
Yeah, see,
He's a-
Drizzy Drake. He'll be with October's very own.
Oh no, Montreal. I would like to go.
Yeah,
to
I went to
Montreal.
Toronto a few weeks ago, and that was super live.
Super
You
live.
know,
yeah.
I took the wife and the kids with me, and they went down to see the fish aquarium down there by where the Blue Jays play.
Yeah.
And the Needle, and they showed us a really good time down there. So I mean,
in TO.
in Toronto, yes.
Yeah, I got one.
Gave me some hat, the TO6 hat and everything. I felt like I was
With
part of
Mike Wilkes.
Toronto.
Right.
I was like, "Where Drake?
Right.
Bring me them Ovo 8s."
Yeah, I know that.
I got one last before we go. Did you ever think your love of just love of sneakers would get you to across the world and talking live and just spreading love and all of that? It's gotta
Never.
be a humbling kind of feeling.
Never. It's a humbling experience, and it hasn't changed me one bit of my passion or my desire to go and display. When I go to events, I stand up the whole time, chop it up with people, take pictures. It hasn't changed me, but the only thing that has changed is I'm being compensated for what I love to do.
Hey,
That's
the American
it.
dream.
That's the American
man.
dream, baby. That's it. But Mark, thank you, brother, man. Blue Tigers Fitted. Y'all know, again, make sure to catch us up on iTunes. You have that podcast app. All of my, Apple users, you're there. If you're not an Apple user, it's okay. We on SoundCloud too.
Come join the family.
Yeah, come join the family, but check us out on SoundCloud
yeah,
as well.
I'm still working on trying to get us on Skitcher.
Google Play, Stitcher.
Skitcher.
Yeah.
Google
We're good.
Play doesn't really have it.
It's Android, man. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bummy
So
Android.
I'm working on that.
We're good.
My job has been putting me.
You're busy.
Yeah,
You're busy.
Yeah, I'm busy.
It's all good, man. But it's Blue Tigers Fitted, episode 15 in the books. Catch y'all next week. Appreciate the love. Make sure to shout us out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out of here. Next week, baby. Peace.
Peace. Later.
Internets, what's good? It's your man Teek, Blue Tigers Fitted and BlueTigersFitted.com. You know we putting in work every week, every Thursday, just for you guys. Waking up in the morning, driving to work in your cars, driving to get your kids, your baby mamas, your mama's mama. You got to have us on in the background. Make sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. One of the funniest podcasts around right now, Blue Tigers Fitted, every Thursday. Check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud. Make sure to follow us on the internets, Twitter, IG, the whole nine. Guaranteed to have a good time. Blue Tigers Fitted. Let's go.